guys, it's Alex Lee, and today I'm going to start planting carrots. So it's fall in Alabama, and well, it's fixing to be fall. It's the middle of August, and I'm going to go ahead and start planting carrots because if I wait too long, I won't get a good harvest in. And I've already, about 2 days ago, I planted radishes, beets, and turnips. Went ahead and got those before my carrots, and in about 2 weeks I'm going to plant my leaf crops like lettuce and mustard and spinach. So I'm going to show you how to grow carrots in the ground. So I have just some normal carrot seeds. I've got some different types of carrots. Got scarlet nadles, long and pure, and this is just the burpee hybrid. I've also got some short and sweet. I don't really like the rainbow kind. When we put it in stews and soups and stuff, that's just not, or I just don't like that kind. So we're going to stick with the normal orange ones. And you don't have to have a very big spot to grow carrots because they stay small. So I've just got an old wheelchair wheel. You can use a pipe or any type of wheel. And I'm just going to go in the row. I'm just going to sit it where I want it. And I'm just going to roll this down as straight as I can get it. I usually look out at something to find that'll be straight with what I want it. And I'll just roll this down. And it doesn't have to be perfect, especially in the garden. If you don't have a lot of room to grow carrots like I do, like a garden, if you've just got very little property, you can see about some raised beds, and you can, with less than an acre right beside the house, you can grow crops, especially carrots and lettuce and stuff, because it stays small. But you want to do this in the cooler months of the year. So I'm just going to pour the seeds out into my hand. Carrot seeds are very small. So on the back of the package, it tells you all the information you'll need to know, when to harvest, and how far to plant between. It says 3-inch thin, and the depth you need to plant them. It says 1/2 inch. So you look at what you've got right here, and this is a little deeper than 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little dirt, and that's probably pretty good. Just a little ditch, and you just want to get your seeds and just sprinkle those off in there. And you want to put more seeds, and you can go back over it, and you want to put more seeds than, I'm just going to show you this little bit for right now, for this video where it's not long. Put the seeds back where you don't have carrots growing in the other parts of your garden. And you just want to rake, just kind of throw a little bit of dirt over them. Still leave a little trough so when you water, it'll stay in that trough and it doesn't leak out. You can leave that trough, and once they come up, they won't get but about this tall. And so that's why I planted them so thick in there, because every seed won't germinate, especially in this soil, because I'm not planting them in seed starting mix or potting mix. So every seed won't germinate. It's the same with any type of seed. Not every seed will germinate. So you want to plant it thick, because every seed won't germinate. And also, every crop won't be big. Some of them will be small when you harvest. Some of them will be big. But you've got room to spare, especially in the garden. So I'll probably just continue this out later, and I'll probably do a bunch of rows just enough for us probably just to walk in between them. So our summer crops is starting to be over, and that's why we're planting our fall crops before winter. So here's our peppers right over here, as you can see. Got bell peppers. They didn't do so good this year. I mean, we still got a good bit of peppers, but here's our banana peppers. They're about done making their, just got just a little bit of blooms on them. And here's our tomatoes in the background. The tall plants, they've gotten a lot taller than I thought they would this year. And some of them, like this one, is a volunteer tomato plant that we just found in our yard that just came up, so we dug it up in the spring and transplanted it. That's a pretty tomato. Okay, so I'll show y'all the rest of my garden. So right here, we just planted some beans. The day that we planted our beans was just a few days ago, and that was probably the last day we could plant beans because it's starting to get a little cooler for them, especially once they start coming up. We've got some tomatoes we planted probably about a month ago. They're fixing to start producing after these because these are about to stop making over here, and these will start. Right over here we have our summer squash that's just about done. I see a zucchini in there that's about ready to harvest. Our pole beans are about done. There's a few of them on there. There's just a few of those. And my sunflowers, they have stopped. They've pretty much stopped and died down. As you can see right here, the birds have been in the sunflowers. And bugs, there's plenty of bugs. And the birds have been in the sunflowers getting the seeds. But they're still blooming. Isn't that so gorgeous? And I've also started my cabbage as a fall crop. I'm going to try to get some cabbage out of it if the bugs don't get them. So that's what I've got for I've got the cabbage for the fall garden. Most of the time you grow that in spring, but I'm going to try it in fall this time because I think I can get my harvest in. So right here, as you can see, I planted just one row. Now you can plant one row right here and one row over here. This is my, this is the second row, so these are both beets. Then there's 2 radishes and 2 turnip rows. And you can plant them on each side. I just planted them in the middle. So you can do whichever way you think, as long as you give room for the crop to grow. And you want to give just a little walking space to where you can get in between them. I just planted these, so they're not coming up yet. But that's what I'm going to grow for my fall garden. And right over here, for our summer crop of corn, we grew about 10 rows of corn right here. And we got a good harvest off of it. Could have got better if the coons didn't get it. But we got them before they got too many of them. Right here we got growing some table queen acorn squash. And we had this growing here from seed that I started in the ground, and we had them spaced out. And when we was tilling, after we had got the corn up, there was one of those that we didn't see, one of the acorn squash. So, of course, we ran it over with a tiller and it busted up, and the seeds was left. So this is what happens when you put down too many seeds. When they start growing up, I'm going to have to hack some out of here because they're so close together, they'll start running and multiplying and they won't have nowhere to grow. Back behind you, right here, is our Mississippi purple hull peas. They're top pick. And they're about done making. But See, like here, this is a good one right here. This is about when you want to pick your purple hull peas. About like this. You don't want them brown and crispy like this, and you don't want them green like this. You want them like this, purple. That's what their name is, purple hull. So you want them purple when you pick them. Not brown and not green. But this variety is a top pick, and top pick pretty much means that most of them, not all of them, but most of them is going to be right on the top like this, and up here they're going to be top pick. They're easier to pick. But you'll have a few down lurking below, like this one right on the ground. You'll have a few like that. But the majority of them will be up above like this. Right over here we have our okra that is about done making. This is our first time ever growing in this garden. We had just tilled it up this spring and spread some pig manure and chicken manure over it from our chickens and our pigs that we grew over the summer. And I've still got my laying hens. They lay about 24 eggs a day. And I've got about 30 hens. So that's pretty good. We just spread the manure over this because, of course, when you have animals, you're going to have manure. So we spread it over this, and it actually did a lot better because this was just yard right here. And we just spread that manure, and it's actually done a lot better than what I thought. Like this one right here, that needs to be picked. I think we're fixing to pick okra this afternoon. Well, it's cool. And then right over here we have my pumpkins I planted about 2 weeks ago. They're just now starting to run and bloom. Their blooms are so pretty. Well, we should have pumpkins for fall. I'm going to be excited for that, if we do have any. I haven't grown pumpkins in a while, so I don't know if I can grow them very good. But I'm going to give it a shot and see if I can. So, this is Alex Lee, and I'm in Marshall County, Alabama. Thanks for watching.